Okay, I wanted to comment on Pappas Chick-fil-A mukbang. She got a question saying, has she ever been bullied? Well, she should have came to my school in Quincy, Illinois. In middle school or intermediate school in Baldwin, which was 4th and 5th grade for me, all the way up to senior high. I was bullied. Still am, but that isn't the point. She said there wasn't really any, bullying, or she never got really bullied. Honey, I'm not trying to be mean or anything to her. I'm just telling a story that I personally have been through, and I just wanted to share my story on what I've been through. I've been bullied for height, weight, the way I look, anything. The 4th and 5th grade, this girl pointed out any flaw she could see. She could point out my teeth. They're not very straight, are they? But I kept smiling still. First or second thing I did was tell the teacher. You may say it's tattling. It's not. I did suffer from depression. Well, my depression didn't start till 6th grade, end of 6th grade, beginning of 7th. So, yeah. All I want to say is that, excuse me, that no matter where you are, bullying will happen. You just may not see it. Let's first start off with 4th and 5th grade. Okay? I was bullied for height, weight, anything. My hair was pulled. Okay, you see my hair is pretty long. See how you can put it in a pony? This is how much, maybe thinner than this. This is how much this girl could take a chunk out of my hair. She would yank it and make me go to the ground. She would yank it while I was in line. Or she'd just take a little piece, yank it. The teachers would never see because their backs were turned. Soon enough, I was tired of it. Came in from recess. I was crying. I came in before her. And I told one of my teachers, said, hey, this person's bullying me. And you know what? Karma got her. Because she got in trouble. She got ISS, which is in-school suspension. I'm not saying anyone doesn't know what that means, but I'm just saying what it means. 5th and 6th grade. Weight again. My appearance. I would always get told I'm flirting with someone by the way I was acting, or I'd be too friendly with a boy. Or I couldn't be with the popular girls. I don't care. Now I don't care. Because honestly, those girls are out drinking and partying. Really, I wouldn't want that in my life. But I noticed 6th grade, my teacher, I stopped caring about getting people involved with me getting bullied. I was like, this teacher's not gonna care. The only two teachers that cared were my 4th and 5th grade teachers. 6th grade was when my depression started. 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th, and 12th. It sort of 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. It sort of died down. Well, 10th, 11th, and 12th died down. 7th, 8th, 7th and 8th, or 7th and 8th, is when I got called names. I get called names like emo, cutter. Oh, I do this for attention. At this time, I would self-harm. I'd have sleeves like this during the summer to hide it. In school, so I would get hot. So I had my arm like this. You can see scars, but those are from later in my life. But you see scars, but I'd have my arm face down, and sometimes I would lift it up to be called on, but I wouldn't lift this arm. Sometimes my arm would move this way, so they would see that. By accident, though. They would ask, "What's that?" I'm like, "Cat scratches." They're like, "Sure." Or they joke about self-harm. I'm like, "Excuse me? No, people who do self-harm aren't doing it for attention. They may be doing it for attention, but they may be screaming for help. A silent call for help. But my reason for doing it was because my so-called ex-boyfriend faked his suicide. And hopefully this doesn't get demonetized, because honestly, I want this to go out, and I want my story to be shared, because I feel it is interesting and it needs to be showed. So YouTube, please don't demonetize it, because I feel like I need to show people that, hey, there are survivors of being bullied. And 7th and 8th, this kid who was football star or football player, he would always say, "Oh, you're just a cutter, blah, 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 blah." And I would get attacked online too, saying I'm a whore, I'm a slut, excuse my language. But yeah, I get called that too. And I dealt with it. I had suicidal thoughts, suicidal intentions, I guess. But I was diagnosed with depression, later on diagnosed with anxiety, and 10th, 11th, and 12th were my, you can say, it got worse. 10th grade year, I got raped. 11th or 12th grade year, I lost my best friend. Not to suicide or anything, we just had a falling out in a really big argument that shouldn't have happened, but that's my opinion. 12th grade year, I know I skipped 11th grade year, but 12th grade year my rapist came back to school. 11th grade year, I had to deal with him. I had to deal with sitting by him. 10th grade year, I had to deal with sitting by him. And him touching me and hugging me and trying to hug me and getting told I was never raped. I know this is about bullying and stuff, but still, that's a topic on its own. I may cover that topic, but that's if you guys want to, or if you want me to. But anyways, I got bullied for many different things, or talked about behind my back, or I got told I was by a teacher, an adult. Yeah, an adult. That I always threw her under the bus. I was telling people she wasn't doing her job correctly when she wasn't. And I felt like I was being bullied by that teacher. And I'll tell you the teacher's name. It's Miss McClellan, Laura McClelland. And she works at Quincy Senior High. Anyone can look her up on qps.org. Yes, I will throw shade her way because she is a terrible teacher. She doesn't explain things. She has an attitude almost every day. And for kids who have a learning disability, she doesn't accommodate for them, even though they have accommodations. She doesn't explain things in terms that I will understand, even though I asked. I've told her and Miss Kerfman that I don't like public speaking, and they still make me speak in front of the whole class. I know it's a requirement to speak in front of a class, but if a child or a kid doesn't want to speak in front of people, they should not have to. Because if that makes them anxious or really anxious, they should not have to. Because that could trigger anxiety. Anxiety could trigger a meltdown. Meltdown could trigger a seizure, which I do have epilepsy. Epilepsy or seizure, if it lasts longer than 5 minutes, can send my ass to a hospital or an ER. You don't want that on your hands, do you, honey boo? Anyways, I'm gonna cut it here. If you want me to continue this, I will. Just comment down below if you want me to continue or not. Have a good day or evening or afternoon whenever you're watching.